Hi, this is Indraneel and you are watching Business Bites in our channel, The Spotlight News, India's first online business news channel. In today's Business Bites, first news we have Apple to assemble their latest iPhone 16e in India for local consumers and to export. Second news we have India's top brewers to invest 3,500 crore to set up breweries in India this year. Third news we have India National Space Promotion and Authorization Center allotted fund for space tech startups. Fourth news we have GST on cigarettes and other tobacco products to be raised at the highest slab of 40%. And fifth news we have new solar projects in India to have 2-hour energy storage systems as mandatory. In first news, Apple to assemble their latest iPhone 16e in India for local consumers and to export. Apple's latest iPhone 16e comes as a refresh to their entry-level iPhone SE, which is being assembled in India for local consumers as well as for export. The company also assembles older models like iPhone 15, iPhone 14 and iPhone 13 in India through their contract manufacturers. Apple iPhone 16e model is expected to come under 60,000 rupees budget in India and will play a key role in increasing global iPhone shipments by 1%. The iPhone 16e features the Apple A18 chip, which is also powers the base iPhone 16 models, offering similar capabilities including generative AI-based features at a more affordable price. The handset also features Apple's own 5G modem towards aiming in improving the battery life. In India, price always play a key role as it overlaps with the older variants of iPhone, which offers distinct value propositions including a better camera, which is a key feature in making the purchase decision. The iPhone 16e model is expected to add an additional volumes for Apple as there is a section of consumers who did not want the latest or the greatest, and that's where it will allow iPhone 16e to be an extension of the iPhone 16 series in the minds of customers. In second news, India's top brewers to invest 3,500 crore to set up breweries in India this year. India's largest brewers like United Breweries, AB InBev and Carlsberg is going to invest over 3,500 crore in India to set up their breweries this year, which is considered to be the highest capex announcement by these companies for a year over a decade. For the beer segment, India offers a very attractive growth opportunities supported by demographics, which is growing, and young population with an estimated 800 million people of legal drinking age, and around 20 million people enter this group every year. While in India, alcohol is still considered taboo in many states, but still there is an estimated 140 million people in the beer drinking population. These three companies together accounts for over 85% of the beer sales in India, where Carlsberg has committed to invest 350 crore to open a plant in Mysuru, which will take their cumulative investment in Karnataka to 600 crore. United Breweries will invest 750 crore to set up their new brewery in Uttar Pradesh as their first greenfield expansion in nearly 12 years. While Belgian beer brewer AB InBev planning to invest $250 million in India over the next 2 to 3 years. India is traditionally a spirits market with high alcohol products which account for around 2/3 of alcohol consumption, where the market is mainly a strong beer market with around 80% of the market volumes being strong beer. In third news, Indian National Space Promotion and Authorization Center allotted fund for space tech startups. The Indian National Space Promotion and Authorization Center, known as InSpace, which is an arm of the Department of Space, announced the Technology Adoption Fund worth 500 crore to support early-stage space technology developed by companies into commercial viable products. To acknowledge the industry's demand to promote the manufacturing of critical space components within India, startups and MSMEs will now be able to secure up to 60% financial support from the government for their projects, while 40% financial support will be there for larger industries with a maximum funding cap of 25 crore per project. This Technology Adoption Fund will enable companies to refine their technologies, enhance production process, and to meet market demand for both India and abroad. This fund for startups will act as a complementing initiative with the Ministry of Defence's IDEX program, where 1000 crore venture capital fund acting as a catalyst for the Indian deep tech and space tech landscape. At the same time, it is expected to add to India's growing risk capital and bolsters the government's commitment in harnessing the long-term benefits of research and development. In fourth news, GST on cigarettes and other tobacco products to be raised at the highest slab of 40%. Presently, cigarette and other tobacco products charges a GST, that is goods and service tax, of 28% besides the cess and other levies, which is taking the total indirect tax to 53%. Now, one of the suggestions being explored to raise the GST to the highest permissible rate of 40% with an additional excise duty. Tobacco and tobacco products including cigarettes and pan masala are a significant contributor to the government's tax revenue, as they generated tax revenue of 72,788 crore in 2022-23. And the idea of raising the GST is to ensure the tax revenue on these products does not fall once levying of these compensation cess ends, which is scheduled for 31st March 2026, when the government is not keen to replace the compensation cess with another cess. Cigarette and other smokeless tobacco products are currently face the compensation cess, which is basically excise duty, and the national calamity contingent duty besides GST at 28%, when the overall taxation of 53%, which includes GST and other levies on cigarettes, is still way below the 75% rate recommended by the World Health Organization, that is WHO. Currently, the compensation cess is levied at 5% on products like cigars and cigarettes, with an additional specific levy of 2,075 rupees to 4,170 rupees per 1,000 cigars or cigarettes, depending on their length, filter, and whether they are flavored or not. And in fifth news, new solar projects in India to have 2-hour energy storage systems as mandatory. In a significant move in aiming towards boosting renewable energy adoption, the government has asked all future solar project tenders to include energy storage system, where, as per the latest advisory issued by the Central Electricity Authority, renewable energy agencies and state utilities need to incorporate a minimum of 2 hours of co-located energy storage capacity equivalent to 10% of their installed capacity in all upcoming solar project tenders. This notification will address the intermittency challenges associated with solar power, where ensuring critical support during peak demand hours, as the integration of storage will enhance grid stability and optimize power supply during non-solar hours. Distribution companies have also been asked to mandate 2 hours of storage with rooftop solar power plants, which are commonly installed in houses. Presently, the government's annual bidding trajectory of 50 gigawatt is managed by 4 designated agencies, including the Solar Energy Corporation of India, NTPC and NHPC, when these agencies have been instructed to specify a suitable compliance mechanism within the tenders to guarantee the availability of energy storage during non-solar hours. So these were the top 5 business newses from Business Bytes in our channel, The Spotlight News, India's first online business news channel. So thank you very much for watching Business Bytes and signing it off.